What's the most shocked you've been by a civilian's military knowledge? I was home on leave, still wearing my dress blues for my brother's wedding. Stopped at a diner for coffee before heading back to base. Small town in Nebraska, middle of nowhere. This elderly waitress, maybe 70 years old, walks over with my order, takes one look at my ribbons and says, Iraq Freedom Medal, Afghanistan Campaign Medal, Combat Action Badge. 2 deployments minimum, probably infantry or cavalry. Been in about 4 years, specialist rank. I nearly choked on my coffee. She'd read my entire service record just from looking at my chest. Most civilians can't tell the difference between Army and Marines, let alone decode ribbon racks. How did you know all that? I asked. She smiled and rolled up her sleeves. Tattoo on her forearm, unit insignia from the 82nd Airborne. Master Sergeant Dorothy Williams, retired. 30 years active duty, 3 combat tours, 2 Bronze Stars. I felt like an idiot. Here I was thinking she was just some small town waitress and she outranked me by 6 pay grades. Had more combat experience than half my unit combined. Sorry, Sergeant. Should have recognized another soldier. Don't apologize, son. That's the point. We blend in after we get out, but we never really leave. She sat down across from me, poured herself coffee, started telling stories that made my deployment seem like summer camp. Grenada in 1983, Panama in 1989, Desert Storm in 1991. Back then, women weren't supposed to be in combat roles, she said, but bullets don't check your gender marker before they fly. I carried wounded soldiers out of firefights, ran convoys through ambush zones, called in airstrikes on enemy positions. Then she dropped the real bombshell. Your unit's the 1st Cavalry Division, right? Deployed to Ramadi in 2007? I nodded, confused how she knew that. My grandson served with you, Private Marcus Williams, died in an IED blast on Route Michigan, October 15th. My stomach dropped. I remembered Marcus. Quiet kid from Nebraska, always talked about his grandmother who raised him. We'd lost him 3 months into the deployment. He wrote about you in his letters, she continued. Said there was this specialist who looked out for the new guys, made sure they wrote home, didn't do anything stupid. That was you, wasn't it? I couldn't speak, just nodded. She reached into her apron, pulled out a worn photograph. Marcus in his ACUs, grinning at the camera. Same smile I remembered from the chow hall. He mentioned you specifically in his last letter. Said you reminded him to call me before that final patrol. Last conversation we ever had was because you made him use the satellite phone. Tears started flowing. Mine and hers both. I've been working in this diner for 40 years, she said, waiting for someone from his unit to walk through that door, praying I'd get the chance to thank them for caring about my boy. We sat there for 2 hours. She told me stories about raising Marcus after his parents died. I told her about his final weeks, how brave he was, how much the unit respected him. When I tried to pay for my coffee, she refused. It's on the house, for life. Any soldier, anytime. That's my standing order. As I was leaving, she handed me a care package. For your unit, Marcus would have wanted that. I drove back to base in complete silence. Kept thinking about assumptions, how we judge people by appearances, how many heroes walk among us wearing civilian clothes. Called my unit that night, told them about Dorothy. Next weekend, 6 guys drove 12 hours to Nebraska just to meet her. She fed us all, told more stories about Marcus, treated us like her own grandsons. That diner became a regular stop for soldiers traveling through. Word spread through military channels. Dorothy became famous in veteran circles. Always knew exactly what unit you were from, where you deployed, what your ribbons meant. She passed away 2 years ago. Funeral was standing room only, active duty, retired, veterans from 6 different wars, honor guard from Marcus's old unit, full military honors. Her tombstone reads, Master Sergeant Dorothy Williams, soldier, grandmother, friend to all who served.